Hey, good morning. We've got Melissa Ambers with us today. I was thinking about this weekend and everything that's going on, and so many people working from home and the adjustments we have to make. And I wanted to talk to Melissa as an expert on this topic because I wanted to figure out a few things for people that are having to change what they're doing and working from home, and look at both some free and paid resources and tools that she knows about that can help people as they start working in remote locations from home, whatever it might be, to help uh, make things easier. So welcome, Melissa.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So we've talked before. You've been on the Jeff and Heidi show. I've
Yeah.
actually been on your show. We've had a lot of those things going on, but just knowing you, knowing what you do and where your expertise are, I thought this would be a great time to do a little bit of an interview just to supply some resources to people that might be looking for some ways. So if you want to just talk about some of those areas that you're aware of, some of maybe someone that's not used to working from a remote location or working from home,
Mhm.
what are some of the main tools that you have your clients using that are going to be useful for them to know about?
Okay, well, first working from home, we have to just go back to the basics a little bit and just be more disciplined with ourselves. Because when you're working from home, especially when you're used to being in an office environment, we tend to, when we're home, we're home. We get relaxed. We're in our pajamas. We're, lounging on the couch or laying in the bed for extra hours. So, we have to learn to be more disciplined and still set your alarm clock. So if you're normally getting up at 5 or 6 o'clock a.m., set your alarm clock, still get up. Yes, you don't have to maybe rush as much, but still get up and pretend, you're still in office. Go to a separate room. Don't go, don't stay in your bedroom or your living room or whatever that downtime place is. Get out of that space and go. If you have an office, go in your office, the kitchen table, wherever that may be. Go to that place to where you're not gonna just let your shoulders down, relax, and fall into that relaxing state. So we have to be more disciplined with ourselves. And one thing that I do is, when you get to that point, because you're by yourself, for those that don't have kids, you're by yourself. And if you have kids, it's finding something for them to do, which you have to schedule them as well. So I turn on music, whatever that is for you, turn on some music and, get in that focus moment. As we say, we put the blinders on. So put your blinders on and focus in. If it's, whatever project it is that you have to do, just go in and do that. The tools that you're using, most jobs now, you can log in from home. So they have their server set up where you could remote in to whatever program that is that you're using. But majority of the time, it's just simple Word or Excel that a lot of us are using to get your job done. And for those of you that have those other systems where you have to remote in, same thing. If your normal day is at 8 o'clock, I'm remoting into this system to do this, do that at 8 o'clock. Not just because you're at home, okay, I get to it later, no big deal. If you do that at 8 o'clock every day, stick with that. Do it at 8 o'clock and just, constantly map out your day. And for those that have kids and, schools are shut down, same thing, put them on a schedule. Don't let everybody just, okay, we're home, we're going to do whatever. Put them on a schedule. And, they get up, they eat breakfast, give them some assignments. If, your school isn't online or they don't have homework being emailed or assignments emailed to them, have them to go pull out a book. It's reading time. When you need that quiet time, give them that reading time and there to sit in whatever area you put them in. Go read, and when you come back, they give you a report or you talk about it or you read with them, or handwriting, and give them a schedule. They have all these different things that they're learning in school. Give it to them on the internet, depending on the age group, of course. Have them to do the research on the internet, find out different things that they were learning about, write reports, take notes. So you're also teaching them discipline as well. So it's everybody in the house having to figure out that schedule. And I know it's easier said than done, but it can happen. And for business owners, project management tool is really, really important that you have a project management tool in place. You have Podio, Basecamp, Panther out there. It's so many that's out there. So get the one that works best for you.
Will
And
you,
if
just looking at those, will you kind of, in case we've got someone that maybe they've heard of it or whatever, but they've never used one, or maybe they don't even know what it is, explain what they do.
okay, project management tools, they are, if you think about 3 people working on a project and you're in the office, or, you know, like I say, you're a business owner, you have clients. Instead of you having to get out, get in your car, go meet, do the face-to-face, have your book, take notes, all of those things, emailing documents back and forth, printing documents. It's a laundry list of all these things that happen when you're working on a project. So especially now with the social distance that's going on and keeping your space and everybody kind of staying away from each other, this is something that already should have been put in place. But now you're being forced to do this. Before it was kind of an option, but now you're forced to do it. So basically what a project management tool does is it helps you have these exact same things happening, but just digital. So you have, you know, you could collaborate. Google Docs is a great tool to use if you're working in a Word document. And instead of you being in the same place and everybody scribbling, drawing line, making your notes and all of that, it's a collaboration tool. So you can go on there, you and the other person can look at the exact same tool. You can watch me edit, I can watch you edit. We could go through the document and talk about, make any notes, comments, whatever you need to do within Google Docs. And it's almost like we're sitting in front of each other talking. So that's just an example of one of the tools that's out there. And something like Podio, it integrates with Google. So with your documents, you can email your attach your documents in the project. So if your project is project A and you have somebody else that's working on project B, instead of you emailing and you're going back to your email saying, okay, I know you sent me this document, let me search through my email. You're searching, you're Googling, you're looking for the name, and you've already wasted easily 10 to 20 minutes looking for a document. If you find it, then you're contacting them back to say, hey, re-email me this document because I can't find it for blah, blah, blah. In your project management tool, if you upload that document within that project, you don't have to worry about looking through your email. You know it's in project A. You can have all your conversations. If you have a phone call, document, talk to such and such at this time. This is what happened. Follow up on this day. Set a reminder. It'll give you a reminder to be sure that you're following up. And with those documents, you can easily scroll through that particular project and say, okay, well, I know we worked on this document. All of those documents is going to sit in that project. So now you don't have to search your email. You're not wasting time. You're able to go straight to it and do what you want to do. And now with, you know, everybody's different, especially with their sleep patterns. If I'm working on a project and I say, okay, well, tonight I'm shutting it down at 9 o'clock, but who I'm working on the project, they may be up 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. We don't have to get on the phone. They could go straight within their project management, look at the notes, see, okay, well, Melissa made a phone call. This is what happened. This is who she talked to. This is the document she did. Here's the upload. You have all of that information right there. So we could continuously work. And then we could set the time up to say, okay, let's get on a call and do something like this. And we could do a video chat and just go back and forth with each other on what I updated, you updated, if we agree what we need to do, how we need to change it, fix it, if we need to bring someone else in. So that's what a project management tool does. It saves you time and money. Even without so many cities shutting down and what's going on right now, we still have that opportunity to do what we should have been doing. It's utilizing our time more efficiently and decreasing costs. And the cost is not always, you know, we're going to go buy something. The cost of wear and tear on your car, the cost of gas, the cost of your time. And, you know, you can't get your time back. Once that's gone, it's gone. So it's about, you know, watching those things and not always, oh, I'm not spending that much when I'm just going to go meet them on the other side of town. You know, burnt gas, you know, wasted your time. How much do you charge an hour? So calculate that plus the gas and you know, see how much money
It
that
all
that
adds
you
up.
make.
Absolutely.
Right.
No, and and I think this is a great thing for people to look at integrating more and more because you know, I've talked about it a lot on this is we've got an unprecedented time right here that we've never been through something like this. And I don't think things are going to be the same after this. But at the same time, I think there's going to be some incredible opportunities. You know, the whole situation is it's a tragedy, and there's some terrible things about it. But at the same time, I think we're going to come out of this with some real opportunities.
Yeah.
And with the changes that are happening, I think something that people can really look at and say, okay, what can we do better? What can we be more efficient at? What can we save money? What can we be more cost effective at? And these are some of the ways. And I don't know, I mean, there's going to be a lot of changes that way. And so I think as people start implementing some of these things out of the necessity right now, I think it'll be an advantage going forward as well. So are there some of those? I mean, I know in my business, I've used different programs before. We had one in our stone company in Kodiak Mountain Stone that was an incredible program, but it was really a lot more than what we needed. So it was designed for maybe a 500 company or something like that, and here we're just a little company trying to use it. And so obviously the costs associated with that made it so we had to go another route.
Mhm.
But can you give us an example? Like some of these are going to be great, whether you're a big company, small company,
Right.
whatever. But let's say a smaller company. What are there different ones that you would suggest versus a bigger company on project management tools?
The two that I would suggest, and I may be a little biased with them, but Basecamp and Podio are the two that I would recommend. One for cost. The cost is low. There are some free options out there, but when you're working in the free trial version, or either, you know, sometimes they're just a free version of them, you're not going to get the benefit out of it, and you're not going to be able to use the tools that's in there. You're going to be very, very limited to what you could do. So if you're gonna, you know, stick with, I just want to do the free version. In the beginning, I get it. I understand you want to play around with it, see, you know, one, if it's easy for you and if it's something that you want to use. But after, I say 15 days, but at the max 30 days, go beyond that free piece of it. Go ahead and pay the monthly fee of $40, $50 and be able to have access to the other options that you have, be able to integrate with your calendars, your other documents and other things that's in there. You want to be able to really take advantage of those. And I'm going to say the next thing will also be a CRM system, customer relationship management tool. Having a CRM is crucial, not only because it takes the place of your Rolodex, but you also have the options to, again, schedule, send out links for meetings, take your notes, do campaigns. It's a laundry list of things that you could do with them. And of course, depending on the one that you select. There's one called Insightly that also integrates with Google as well. Insightly, for me, I would say that's your starter, if you will. And the reason I say that is because it doesn't take a genius to work it. It's really simple, but it is a good tool. You have all your contacts in there. You can, you know, do your reminders to follow up, birthday reminders. Again, attached documents. You can set up email templates, and the email templates will be, if you met them at a network event or someone referred them to you, you can have certain templates already set up to say, you know, nice meeting you at such and such networking event, or such and such referred me. Those emails can already be set up, and you just customize it to that person's name and their company. So again, saving time, set the templates up. In the beginning, it may take you a little time to do that, but once it's done, it's done. It's just a matter of customizing it to that particular person.
One of the nice things about that too, and you mentioned that Insightly integrates with Google, but most of these tools, not all of them, but most of them, whether you're using a CRM, you've got Google, you've got Basecamp, whatever it is, they're all going to integrate together. And that's a great asset to have too, because when they're all working together.
Yeah, it is. And if they don't integrate, a workaround is a tool called Zapier. And if it doesn't integrate within itself, you go through Zapier, and that can sometimes be a little technical. But if you just slow down and take your time, you can figure out that line of what you need to do to connect and set up and all of that. So if it doesn't, usually Zapier will take the place of that and make it to where it's a workaround pretty much, to where they will connect and integrate with each other.
Awesome. All right. Now, what about, and these can be more for just a solopreneur or a bigger company. What about some other tools, the Evernotes and those sort of tools? Do you have any of those that you really suggest using, and what are your favorites there?
Evernote is one of my favorites, but I also have one called Notable. That's on my iPad. So I use that with my iPen. So for those that like to write, I just want to feel the paper, I want a pen in my hand. Okay, go get you a stylus and you can use that. So Notable I use on my iPad if I'm out somewhere and I do need to take notes or do anything like that. But Evernote, of course, is the first favorite because again, it's easy. Again, there's a free version of it, and the paid version is only, I want to say, maybe $5 or $10. It's not much at all, but that just allows you to connect with your clients. So for me paying for it was beneficial because I didn't have to always completely log out of my Evernote, then completely log in with their account. It was too much of the in and out. With the paid version, I was able just to simply switch, just go and say, go to this account, and it just flips in without me having to completely log out and log back in as them with their account. But with Evernote, for someone that has a difficult time organizing and you have boatloads of notes, you have a lot of things that you're doing, including kids, activities, personal, whatever, you can create your own notebook in Evernote. So naming that notebook helps a lot, because when we have a spiral tablet, we tend to have that one tab where we write everything, we're flipping. I know it's in here somewhere and we're trying to find that note, but within Evernote, you can title that notebook as kids, personal, Jeff, Melissa, you can name it whatever you want. So those notes, if you're talking to a particular person, you're going to go to that notebook. And the other great thing that I like about Evernote is for someone that researches a lot or either you're taking pictures or anything, within the note, you can take a picture and still, type your notes out. You can record. So if you're out and you don't want to write or you're driving, turn on your microphone and it records within that same note, or you could create a new note in that same notebook. And then emailing into Evernote. Once you set up an account, it creates an email address for you. So if you're researching or if someone shared a document with you, you could email it into Evernote to that email address that is assigned to. And when I used to tell people, they was like, wait, what? It's a note? I was like, yeah, I know, it's a note-taking tool, but you can email that note into Evernote. Now, when you email it into Evernote, it's just gonna go to Evernote. So you're gonna have to go in there and say, move it to this notebook. So you'll be sure that, all your information is kept together. And it categorized, well, I want to say, yeah, it does. It sorts and categorizes it by month. So if it's 3 months later, you took a note and maybe you didn't drop it in the right folder, but it was sometime around January or February, all you have to do in your left panel, just scroll and go all the way back down to January, February, and look at all your notes in February, look at all your notes in January, and you'll find it. So, and there's
You know,
also a search feature that you can do as well. Just put a keyword in there and it'll search the notes.
that's one of the things I really love about it. And I know it's changed over time because I've had it since they were fairly new, is with the paid
Yeah.
account, everything was searchable. So I got to the point that wanting to go paperless, everything I got that was paper,
Mhm.
I would scan it and put it into Evernote. And, you know, same thing with the clips. I can just clip it from the web page or the
Mhm.
email or whatever, and it's all searchable. And I mean, there's different as you get used to it, you know, using the notebooks and stuff still helps because I'm just looking at mine right now. I have 11,577 notes, so I use it quite a bit.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
but the nice thing about that is I can search within a specific notebook or within those 12,000 notes
Right.
period, and if I know what I'm looking for, it's very easy to find. And
Mhm.
so that's one of the things I really love about it. And we use it, you know, in Kodiak Mountain Stone, we use it for our expense reports and stuff. That's where we store our receipts. We, you know, if you've got a receipt, you take a snapshot of it, just
Yeah.
use an Evernote, and there it is. And so yeah, that's a very useful tool.
Yeah. Well, I've also used it at a conference. When you go to conference and not only just taking notes, but I'll press the record button and I'll record too. If it's a speaker up and I really want
Yeah.
to capture everything, be sure I don't miss anything. While I'm sitting there taking my notes, that record button is going and it's recording. And if they pull up a slide or something that I want, I snapshot it and I send them notes and I make a little note, about it or something if I need to. So it's a very, very useful tool for any type of note taking.
Yeah, I've found the exact same thing. Say you're at a conference and I've got mine set up on my iPad, so I've got a
Yeah.
keyboard with it and everything. And I'll be using it, taking notes, and then like you say, you can take a snapshot of a screen, or using your pen, you can go
Yeah.
in and sketch and draw things. And so yeah, it's very useful that way. So Evernote is probably my number one app because I use it here on my computer, I use it on my iPad, I use it on my
Mhm.
phone, and yeah, it's probably what I would consider my number one app.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that too. I forgot to mention that is when you use Evernote, you have to be sure you're logged into the same account. I've had a lot of clients say, "Well, I took notes, but I can't find it." And once we finally drill down and look, you're logged into a completely different account on your computer than you are on your iPad. So you have to be sure you're logged into the exact same account on all of your devices, and it'll sync for you. So you don't have to worry about I took it on my iPad, now I have to go over here and save it on my phone. No, once you take on that one device, whether it's your laptop, desktop, iPad, tablet, whatever it is, it will sync to all your other devices. Just be sure you're logged into the exact same account on each one of your devices.
Yeah. And the nice thing is, like most scanners, my scanner here, I have it set up that it doesn't scan, and I have it on my computer and then I put it into Evernote. It just scans right to Evernote. So
Yeah.
it's automatically in there. So, well, awesome. That is so helpful. Are there just anything else you want to touch on? Any tools, resources that someone that's working from home might be able to tap into?
Oh my God, there's so many out there.
True.
It's so many. What I would suggest is if you want something to manage your time, project management, calendar, documents, I would do a search and then let all of those tools pop up. And once you do that, usually Forbes or someone like that would say, "Hey, here's the top 10 that's recommended." And you can bring that up and it gives you the link to each one of them. Just go in there, play with the free trial, sign up for it, play with the free trial, see if you like it, see if it's something that you can easily adapt to. Don't get anything that, "Oh, well, I heard Melissa may be using this, let me go over and use this tool." And you're spending hours and hours trying to figure out, "Oh, I can't make this work," or "This isn't working." One or two things: either ask for help, go on social media, send me an inbox, ask me the question, or if you have someone else that's techie, ask them the question. Don't spend hours and hours and hours trying to figure out a tool. And maybe it's just not meant for you to work on. Everybody have different levels. So don't feel a certain type of way if this person is working on this and you want to use the same thing they're using. Everybody level is different. So find something that's easy for you to navigate. And if you're just not techie and you want to start learning how to do some of these things, you want to learn how to start using some of these tools and start saving some time, and you're starting to see that you're wasting a lot of time, send me an inbox message, and then we'll get together and we could set something up and go through that. One other thing, and we didn't mention this, and it's not really a tool, but when you're at home working and we have all of these documents, and a lot of people real quick just to save it, just, okay, I save the document, and it goes straight to documents or desktop. It's no type of organization in it whatsoever. So now you're fumbling trying to find these documents later. Take the time when you're working on a document, take a few minutes, not even a few minutes, another minute, create a folder for that and name that folder A. And within A, you have all of these documents, and within that folder, create other subfolders. So that's how you're going to stay organized, and that's how you're going to be able to find your documents quickly without having to search your entire computer because you just dropped it in documents or desktop or I don't know, I put it somewhere. So take the time to go ahead and create those folders, just like you do in a file cabinet. You're not just going to put a sheet of paper in there. You're going to pull out a manila folder, write on the tab, and then you're going to stick it in there. Same thing with your computer. I'm not saying go do a file cabinet because we want to, be more efficient, and try our best to condense down and not use a lot of paper. Just do the same concept on your computer. Create a folder, put those documents in that folder. And anything else that pertains to it, just create your subfolders. It's a lot easier.
That's a great point. And that actually brings up one other tool that makes me think of is there's multiple tools you can use for it, but I use Dropbox, which is another one that, you can use Dropbox to keep all your files and folders in order, like what you're saying. But it's also, if all of a sudden you're away from your computer and you need access to it, you can access it on another computer. You can access it on your phone, your laptop, your iPad, whatever it is. So yeah, great point. And you know what, that's, right now I'm in Arizona, you're in Houston, right? Yeah. Yes. And this is what we've got now. And we've got more and more people working from home. And so what I want to point out is I want you to share how people can contact you, everywhere they can find you, social media, email, whatever you want. But don't think because you're in New York or you're in California that you can't reach out, because this is what we're talking about. There's tools and resources today that you don't have to be sitting face to face. We're talking across the states right now, and it's just awesome with the technology we have that we can do these things. And Melissa's an expert in these things. I've seen what she does, and she's incredible. So if this is something you need help in, please reach out to her and see what she can do for you. So share with us where people can get hold of you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. My website is behindthesceneexpert.com. You can go there. You can look at the services and things like that. I'm on Facebook, Behind the Scene Expert, LinkedIn, Melissa Ambers, Instagram, and Twitter, BTS Expert. So I just shortened that a little bit. So BTS Expert on those two. And if I can, Jeff, I want to kind of do a plug for the magazine.
Absolutely. As I was actually going to say, now that you've given us that, you might as well throw the other plugs in because we want to do that as well. So please do. Okay. And the podcast.
Okay. So on Savvy the Business Magazine and Savvy the Business Podcast, that's another resource that you could go to along with all of these wonderful webinars and videos that Jeff is doing to find some resources. The people that I have on the podcast and in the magazine is giving you the information that you need. So it's just a matter of picking it up. It's not a large magazine. It is no more than 20, 25 pages. And the advertisement in there is it's needed for what you're doing. It's not just the magazine out there to say, hey, here's a magazine. It's just whatever in there. It's about business resources. I'm starting to showcase business books so you could be sure not only to support authors, but to purchase those books to get the information that you need. And on the podcast, the same thing. The only difference is that we're actually talking like we are now. So you're able to listen to that person and not just read an article. You have a face with a name, you hear them. You see what they have to share, and they also share their information. So I'm just going to encourage everybody to reach out, use these resources that's, out here for you. It's not about, putting things out there where it's costing you thousands of dollars. All these resources that we share with you today are very inexpensive. If you're in business and you want to invest in yourself and in your business, you have to start somewhere. So it's not about spending thousands and thousands of dollars. It's being able to invest in yourself and using what's needed. If you don't know, ask for help. It's okay that we ask for help, regardless of what level that we are. And I mean, somebody as big as Steve Jobs, he still asked for help, as big as his name was. So we have to be able to be honest and transparent when we're in business, because that's the only way that we're going to be able to grow. That's the only way that we're going to be able to continue to connect, meet people, and network with everybody. So the Instagram for the magazine is Savvy Mag Biz, SAVVYMAGBIZ, and the website is Savvy Mag Biz. It's a digital magazine. It's a free magazine right now, so you could go check that out. So I'm just going to encourage everybody to use these resources and not think that there's nothing out there for you, and that there's no way for you to grow because you can't afford to. You can, in today's world, with the tools that we have, anybody can afford to do a business today.
Awesome. Hey, thank you so much. And you mentioned something in there that I think is another thing to point out that's really valuable, is just the ability to network. Just thinking that you and I are sitting here talking right now, that all happened because of you reaching out to me on Instagram, Absolutely. Asking me to be on your podcast. You're now a part of our Inner Circle Mastermind.
Yeah.
And now I also know one of my clients from Utah is going to be talking to you later today because they're going to be on your podcast. And yes. So, I mean, the way this all comes about through the networking and stuff, it helps everybody. So the more you can reach out and get out there and share expertise and, doing business with one another, this is what we need right now. People, we don't need everything to come to a halt. We don't need to panic and everything stops. There's businesses that they don't have the choice. They can't operate right now. Right. But there's a lot too that, get out there, meet people. There's ways you're going to be able to do business with each other. And, the more we can do that and keep things rolling, the better off everyone's going to be. Yes. But hey, thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us this morning. And please, anyone that's got any questions or looking for help in some of this area, you now have all the contact information to an industry expert that can help you out, and reach out to her, and she's definitely going to be able to help you. So thank you very much and have a great day.
Thank you so much, Jeff. Have a good one.
You too.
All right.
Thanks for joining us with Melissa. She's got some great resources, and she's a great person to contact if you need help in any of those areas. One of the other things that I've been focusing on the last little bit was how can we help people that are in this situation right now, whether it's in their mindset or the tools they need or whatever they need to do to keep going and come out of this stronger than before and do whatever they need to. So one of the things I am working on right now as we speak is a new video series with some training in it. And it's going to be ready soon. It's not quite ready, but it's going to be a free video series. So please go to jeffheggie.com, JEFFHEGGIE.com, and get registered for the Momentum video series. And it's going to be a free series, and hopefully it gives you a lot of value to help you with your mindset, gives you some tools to use. And then we've also got another program coming up as well that I've worked with a lot of clients that need help putting more of their business online, and a lot of them that actually have their businesses online but need to take more advantage of it and utilize that tool more. And so I'm actually working with another partner on that we're putting together a program to help you understand how to do all that and put some of the tips and tricks into place so that you'll understand how to execute these things for your business. So keep in touch with those. When that one is ready as well, it'll be on jeffheggie.com or on jeffheggiecoaching.com. The other thing is, as I mentioned, jeffheggiecoaching.com for businesses. There's a lot of tools on there to use, so go there and check it out too. So good luck. hope you get through everything. Please reach out if you have any questions. And again, reach out to Melissa if you've got any questions on the things she talked about today. Thanks and have a great day.